Hello everybody, it's Chibi. Today I want to be doing an anime movie review on The Garden of Words. I've had a lot of people recommend me to watch this movie because after I watched Redline, people told me that if you want beautiful animation, the best animation someone's ever seen, watch The Garden of Words. And now my eyes have been opened even wider compared to Redline. Redline had some beautiful animation, but I don't know if I can necessarily compare Redline's animation to this. But I'm not gonna deny, the animation in The Garden of Words, whoa, it was so realistic. The water, I swear half this entire movie was just showing off the animation and water effects. I have never seen backgrounds look that realistic. I swear to you, if I did not know this was an anime, and if I knew I was not watching a movie, I would have thought it was a realistic photo. Some of those scenes they showed us, especially with the water, was really freaking beautiful. I cannot deny The Garden of Words' masterpieceful skill with artwork, especially with just getting to see how different effects of the characters are with the shading, the shadowing, getting to see exactly how different things are animated. It was a really beautiful movie. Now, if anyone knows about the movie 5 centimeters per second, it is from the same writer and director from that movie, Makoto Shinkai, and really, wow, he did a good job with this. This is a really good work from this movie. I enjoyed this movie. It's a very simple, I guess, love story. That's technically what this movie is. It's a very simple love story about a school student that wants to be a shoemaker, and you have a teacher that's been bullied and pretty much has had a hard time while teaching class, and eventually wants to quit her job. This is pretty much like a forbidden, taboo love story between these two people, but at the same time, they really don't, I guess, get into this factor. But at the same time, you can definitely see it, because if you know a lot about Japanese culture, it's like forbidden to have, you know, a teacher like a sensei in love with someone that is a student, and so I like how they show this aspect. But the main point of this movie, the main underlying meaning, was showing how these two characters build off each other, how they use each other's strength to move on and continue moving forward, and they can continue their steps. A lot of symbolism in this movie I enjoyed, especially with how, you know, like walking forward, the way it was used in this movie, it was really beautiful, especially with how the ending of this movie was. A lot of people at first look would think this movie had a very tragic ending, but at the same time, it really did not. At the end, we pretty much find out that the main male character, Takao, at the end of this movie, pretty much states that eventually when he gets good enough to where he can step greater distances, he's going to come for Yukino. And so we find out that the romance technically isn't over between these two characters, and so it cannot be considered a tragic ending. And so I like that a lot. I love how the ending was. It kind of tricks people into thinking it's a tragedy, but at the same time, it's not. So I love this movie for that. In the deep depths, if I look at this critically and look at this movie in a major standpoint, it's very simple. It's nothing that hasn't been done before. Let's just be honest here. This has been done before. This entire movie has been done before. The story is not original. But there's something about it with Shinkai's work, the way he used this movie and developed it, with the animation and the music, it backs the movie completely, and it's a cute little love story. I've been more happier if this movie was a little bit longer. It barely even reached, you know, an hour mark, so I'm upset that it didn't even last that long. If this movie would have been about an hour and a half to 2 hours long, I feel like it would have had more chances to develop the story, but I guess I'm not really complaining. The movie was good, but it did feel like majority of this movie felt like it was just using different scenes with the animation. It was like showing off the animation instead of actually having development with the characters. I mean, anyone that's watched this movie, you'll notice they really show off a lot of their water effect animation, and it's beautiful, yes, and you get captivated by it, but it felt like these scenes, they were just showing off animation, but they were not worrying about the story. So in the end of the day, the movie, I felt like, had a lot of wasted scenes because it could have been used more on the characters, but that, as I say, is just me nitpicking. The movie was good. It had a good conclusion, it wrapped up everything, and I wish they would have went more in depth, honestly, with the teacher. We find out that the teacher was being bullied by her students because this girl of this boyfriend pretty much was saying, oh, the teacher, the sensei is cute, and so the girlfriend, standard, you know, female character in a romance anime that gets jealous, decides to start spreading rumors, starts making fun of the teacher, making it a living hell for the teacher, and so the teacher eventually gets so emotional and distressed and depressed at that she doesn't want to go into work, and so that causes our main male character, Takao, to meet her. So right there, we find out the way their meeting began, we find out the conflict, and so far, I feel like this movie was enjoyable, really. If you have yet to watch The Garden of Words, go give it a watch. I mean, you might see something that's really beautiful in this movie, even better than I did, but definitely, this has to take the spot, one of the best animation works I've ever seen. Makoto Shinkai is a beautiful craftsmanship when it comes to directing and script writing, so I will give him that. So everybody, this is going to be the end of my anime review on The Garden of Words. If you want to see any more anime movie reviews, please let me know in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.